Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. It is Bruce Jordan, the Michael Jordan of Tales, here for another episode. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be talking about corporate team building, how to keep your company together and making sure that you're building together and sticking together. The worst thing you could ever have is turnover. So you have to make sure you're always building your team and keeping them brought together. Today we got Brad in the building at the Buccaneer Hotel. What's going on, buddy?
Thanks for having me.
Glad you're here. Glad you're here. How did you get started in this business?
Oh, how did I get started? I used to, I'm originally from Chicago and I was in New York for a while. I used to actually be in finance. So I used to take the subway down in the lower Manhattan and they used to have the go visit the Virgin Islands banners on the subway card. And one day I just decided to do that. So I came down was like 20 years ago and I walked over. I heard this was the best place on the island to be. So I came over here looking for a job and honestly, I asked just to be a busboy. Just to start out, ground level. And I started doing bellman, front desk, concierge. They kind of just floated me around doing all sorts of stuff. And then pretty quickly, I didn't into doing events.
Nice.
And the woman running the time was actually an Olympic gold medal swimmer who was really into, activities. She came down here because of the buck to buck swim, and then she fell in love with the island, and she just stayed, and so we just kind of created, some corporate event business.
Now you've been on the property for a while. What are some of the things that you've seen companies do to build their team and keep their team together? Their team building techniques and skills that they do while they're on island. What that means.
Well, I mean, I've seen all sorts of things. Scavenger hunts. I've seen like Olympics. Just kind of like just playing on the beach together. I've seen some groups that will just jump in the pool and you just kick back with a case of beer. I've seen others that do Scrabble or like Survivor like activities. I've had a liquor company come down and do mixology competition where they broke up into little teams and put a whole pile of fruit in front of each of them and then made them create a drink and give it a story and a name. And
I don't forget about the golf and the tennis and everything, the kayak and everything else. Maybe a kayak race.
yeah, there's all sorts of activities you can do on the beach. Yeah, there's kayaks, there's paddle boards, there's snorkeling. We've got volleyball, we got basketball, we got cornhole, big old chessboard down there. Buck Island, both tours are really a huge thing. They do the half days or the full days. So, the boats will fill. It's like 40 people.
Let's talk about that.
So there's a bunch of different charter businesses out here, and then Buck Island, it's a national monument. So usually the boats will take them out to the front side of the island where it's the beautiful beach, and then they'll take them to the back side of the island where there's a coral reef with a kind of a trail with like a monuments underneath and just tons of fish, turtles, and I always love the parrotfish, just a big rainbow. Then one of the tours does a full day where after they're done snorkeling, they take them off to another beach and they do a barbecue. A lot of rum punch, or they do the vodka punch now, I think, with Mutinying, which is one of the local distributors or local distilleries.
Nice. Nice. Now, out of all the ones that you listed, which one do you love the most?
In terms of corporate team building, yes, I'd probably say the Beach Olympics. The groups that'll, maybe will start their day in a meeting room. They'll come in, they'll have breakfast, they'll have coffee, we'll do a little presentation. We'll kind of talk about where they want to go as a company. And then they'll have lunch. And then after lunch, they'll go down to the beach. And maybe they'll do volleyball or there's a whole bunch of activities we can do down there. And then they'll create teams and then we'll, maybe give an award after the
Now, for corporate team building, you can't just have a bunch of activities. We actually have to, go over some things, and they have to do their meeting and see where they're missing things and see where they could maybe rebuild or reposition things inside the team and inside the company. With that, you're going to need audio visual. Like, what are like the top 5 things that you've seen that most companies use when it comes to audio visual at the hotel for their meeting?
The main thing is, presentations. So there's projectors, there's TV monitors, and we've got big LED screen we can put in there. And then usually microphones, we got the lavaliers, we got handhelds, we got sound systems. Most of the rooms got built-in overhead speakers that we can just plug right into. And now you see them a lot more with the live streaming, video conferencing. So will be groups that want to stream the whole conference, or or they got somebody that couldn't make it, so they want to just have them feed in, or it will have a presenter that couldn't make it, and they'll do a whole presentation, where they're on a video screen. So we've got some of that capabilities as well. And then we've got Wi-Fi throughout the whole property, 100 megabytes, the Saki Museum, all the rooms dedicated.
Nice, nice. Well, thank you for being on the show. How can everybody get in touch with you?
We just visit our website, www.thebuccaneer.com.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you for joining us for another episode. This is Bruce Jordan, the Michael Jordan Hotels, signing out.